Hey everyone, this is Derek here, and today we're going to give you a little pre-review, I guess you could say, sort of a preview, sort of a review for the upcoming Commander 2014 set. So what this all about, I'm going to talk about really is the pretty impactful changes to Commander. There hasn't been changes like this in quite a while. So as you can see, we have Commander 2014. It's coming out. It offers, I believe, 67 new cards. First time ever printed, stuff like that. These are going for the MSRP is $34.99 per deck, as you can see right here. Releases November 7th, so next Friday. Abbreviation is C14. Pretty much that's what everybody's calling it, is just C14. There's going to be, as with all the other Commander sets that have come out previously, each deck is going to have 3 possible Commanders at least. It's going to have one brand new one, one reprinted one, and another, well, sorry, I should reiterate, 2 brand new ones, one reprinted one, any one of 3 possible Commanders. Now, what makes this set special is that for the first time it's a monocolored Commander set. So instead of having 5 3-color decks, then 5 more 3-color decks, this time we're getting 5 monocolored decks. Which is pretty cool. Most of the commanders most of the new commanders are people that we've seen all throughout Magic's history, or at least mentioned, that have never actually been printed. But what's really, really special is we have planeswalkers as commanders. It's never been done before. People have always talked about it, but now they're giving you the ability to have a planeswalker as your commander. I'm sort of on the fence about it, whether I like it or I don't like it. I haven't really fully decided yet. I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around the idea of it. But what this little review is about that I'm going to do is strictly about having those commanders, those planeswalkers as your commander, and I'm going to talk about those 5 planeswalkers. So to start off, we have Freya, Land of War's Fury. She's your mono green walker. Her first ability lets you put a mana elf onto the board. Her second ability lets you destroy an artifact or enchantment. And her third ability lets you draw a card for each green creature you control. Now, as you can see on the bottom here, what makes them really be able to be commanders is this 4th ability. It's a passive, I guess you could say, really. It's Freya, Land of War's Fury can be your commander. They specifically have an ability that says they can be your commander. That's how they're going to do it, I suppose. It's pretty cool. It's whatever in my book. Like I said, I really haven't decided if I like it or dislike it yet. I'm still sort of on the fence about it. But I think she's overall not bad. The fact that you can every turn get yourself an elf to ramp up. You get a blocker and a mana. That's pretty cool. I like her abilities. I think she's overall pretty nice. I wouldn't say she's better than, say, like Garrick 1.0 or Nissa Worldwaker for the amount of ramp that they'll provide. But she will provide you guys with ramp at the same time, and that's something the other ones do not do. Then we also have Nixlas of the Black Oath. Now what he does, he's your mono black commander. His first ability is each opponent loses 1 life and you gain life equal to the life lost this way. Pretty cool. Gets better as there's more people. Sort of lame when there's only you versus one other person, but still pinging someone is nice. His second ability is actually really nice. It's -2 to put a 5/5 black demon creature with flying onto the battlefield and you lose 2 life. That's a pretty good ability. -2 to get a 5/5 flyer is really good at the cost of 2 life. I would take that anytime. And number 8, sorry, I shouldn't say number 8, a -8 for his ultimate, is you gain an emblem with 2 mana, sacrifice a creature, you gain X life, and draw X cards, where X is the sacrifice creature's power. It's a pretty cool ability. I like it. It's one of the few emblems that doesn't really benefit from stacking them up. But yeah, he's overall pretty cool. I like his second ability. I like his emblem. His +2 rather, is sort of meh, whatever. Now we have Teferi, Temporal Archmage. He's our blue commander, the most expensive one at 6 mana. His abilities are a +1 for look at the top 2 cards of your library, put one of them under your hand and the other one in the bottom of your library. It's pretty cool for a sort of a Scry 2 plus Fate Seal plus draw a card. I like it. I think it's a pretty good ability for blue. It's very fitting for blue. And then he has a -1 to tap up to 4 target permanents. Sorry, I read you that incorrect. Untap up to 4 target permanents. So you can really pull off some cool stuff, being able to untap 4 permanents. That's a pretty powerful ability. And then his -10, his ultimate, is probably one of the best. You get an emblem with, you may activate loyalty ability of planeswalkers you control on any player's turn anytime you could activate an instant. So that's really good. It's really, really good. You're playing a 3-player game, you get that off, that -10, and he lives. Then every turn you can +1 on one turn. +1 on one opponent's turn. On your next opponent's turn, +1 again. On your next opponent's turn, +1 again. He's really cool if you can get his ultimate off. I think he's really, really cool. He's one of my favorite of the 5 new walkers. Then we have Daretti Scrap Salvant. I like Daretti because I like goblins, and he's a goblin. I just wish he did more for goblins, considering how much love there is for goblins throughout the lore of Magic. But he actually doesn't help goblins at all. Like, he doesn't really do anything for goblins. He's not a goblin planeswalker, I guess you could say. When you can look at him and see that he is a goblin, but he's as a +2 to discard up to 2 cards and draw that many cards. So what's pretty cool about that is if you just want to up his loyalty, you can +2 discard 0 cards to draw 0 cards. And you'll still add loyalty to him. Or discard 1, draw 1, or discard 2, draw 2. But it gives you that option that if you want to, you can just add loyalty without hurting yourself. You can just +2 on him, discard 0, draw 0, and he'll still get his counters to get his loyalty up. Then he has a -2 to sacrifice an artifact. If you do, return target artifact from your graveyard to the battlefield. That's a very powerful ability. It's more or less like a Goblin Welder on a stick that you can use more or less every other turn if you want to. You know, one turn +2, next turn -2. There's a lot of artifacts that are powerful that you can keep bringing back. You know, you're talking about being able to bring back things like a Mycosynth Lattice or Oblivion Stones or, you know, Steel Hellkites, Lux Cannons, any of the Mana Rocks. He's pretty good ability right there. Then his -10 is you get an emblem with whenever an artifact is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, return to the battlefield at the beginning of your next end step. So his last 2 abilities actually combo very well together. If you can get him up to that emblem, so that you get that emblem with whenever an artifact dies, you return to the battlefield, and then you start sacrificing art. Then you use his -2 to sacrifice an artifact. Basically, you're gonna have that emblem sitting there. You're gonna sacrifice an artifact to return an artifact to the field, and then at the end of your turn, that artifact that you sacrifice is gonna come back. It's a lot of value, and those 2 abilities work really well together. So I can see these 2 abilities being used quite well. I think he's pretty cool. Again, I really wish he was more of a goblin-oriented commander, a planeswalker rather than just a artifact planeswalker. But, you know, red needs its toys too, so it's alright, I guess. Then we have our last one here is Nahiri the Lithomancer. She's probably my favorite. In my opinion, she's probably the best. She's 5 cost, white, planeswalker for 3 mana. She has pretty cool art. She looks just like the art on Stoneforge Mystic, with the sword in her hand that potentially Stoneforge Mystic had between the 2 rocks. She has some cool lore about helping Sorin seal away the Eldrazi. But her abilities, I think her abilities are really, really good. She has a +2, put a 1/1 white core soldier creature token onto the battlefield, and you may attach an equipment to it. So you +2, you get a free soldier token, and if you have an equipment, you can put it right on them. That's pretty solid. I take that. -2, you may put an equipment card from your graveyard or hand onto the battlefield. Someone killed one of your swords of profit and value, you can res it. Or you have it in your hand, you can put it down for free. It's really quite nice. And then her -10 isn't an emblem, but you get to put a colorless equipment artifact token named Stoneforge Blade onto the battlefield. It has indestructible, and the equipped creature gets +5/+5, and the equipped creature has double strike, and it has equip for 0. That is very, very powerful, and it's not legendary, so you can keep using it if you can keep getting her up to 10. But I feel like you get one of those down, and you have a creature with double strike, and the equipment is indestructible, and it has a 5/5. I mean, you're turning a 1/1 guy into a 6/6 double striker. It's really good. I think she's overall the best. In my opinion, she's the best, and I generally don't play a lot of white. I usually play a lot of black and red and blue, but she's really good. I have a Daxos of Melodus deck based around art equipments. She'll be going in that. But yeah, so that's overall we have. We have Daretti, Nahiri, Teferi, Nixlas, and Freya. I don't know if they did it on purpose, but we have 3 commanders that ended I: Daretti, Nahiri, and Teferi. And then we have Nixlas and Freya. Those are the 5 new walkers from the Commander 2014 set here. As I said, I don't really know how I feel about the new ability that we have here of they are the ability to be commanders with the planeswalkers. We'll have to see how it plays out. We'll have to see how good or bad it is. But overall, yeah, this is Derek with Tap and Turn Gaming. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you feel about planeswalkers as commanders. You know, I know some people have already been doing it with their house rules. But yeah, I'd like to hear your feedback, see what you like about it and what you dislike about it. So, like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know. Thanks a lot. Bye.